We're ready to start lesson 6. It's on writing decimals as fractions. There's 4 steps you need to remember, and I have made a paper to pass out to you later that helps you with the steps. But the first is to remember to keep the whole number if there's a whole number. There's no whole number on this, so we don't have to worry about it. Second is to write all the digits that are behind the decimal as the numerator. Third, you look at the place value of the last digit to determine the denominator. You remember the place value chart. I made another one here. 1 spot behind the decimal is called the tenths. 2 spots behind the decimal is called the hundredths. 3 spots behind the decimal is called the thousandths. And 4 spots behind it is the 10,000ths. We studied that earlier. I'm sure you remember that. So when I look at the 8, I know it's in the 10th spot. So I know that my denominator will be 10. And I said the numerator are all the digits that are after the decimal. So that's 8 in this case. And so that leaves me with 8/10. And my last step is to simplify the fraction if you can. And you can. They're both even numbers, so I could divide the top and the bottom by 2. And I'll get 4/5. So 8/10 is equal to 4/5. Let's do another one. Okay, 28/100ths. It's like we hear it too, but we'll go through the steps. Whole number you keep as a whole number. It's just 0, so I don't have to write that. Then every digit behind the decimal I write as the numerator. And then I look at the last place value of the last digit, and it's the hundredths. So I will write it like that. I'll keep that as 100. 28/100ths. And you just write the fraction exactly how you say it. 28/100ths. Now I need to simplify this fraction. Well, I know that they're both even, so I can at least divide it by 2. See what I get. 28 divided by 2 is 14. And 100 divided by 2 is 50. Yeah, they're both even, so I can divide that again by 2. Divide them both by 2, and I get 7. And 25 divided by 2, or 50 divided by 2 is 25. 7 is a prime number, so I know I can't go any farther than that. So 28/100ths is equal to 7/25. Let's do one more. That's 125 thousandths. So my steps were keep the whole number. I didn't have a whole number. Write every number that's behind the decimal as the numerator, and write the last digit's place value as the denominator, which is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Now I need to simplify. If I didn't know that 125 went into 1,000 like I did, I could just divide it by 5, because I see that it ends in a 5, and one of our steps is if it ends in a 5 or a 0, that it can be divisible by 5. But I already know that 125 goes into 1,000, so I'm going to divide it by 125. And I get 1. Of course, 125 divided by 125 is 1. And 1,000 divided by 125. You don't know that. You just work it out. It's not going to go to 100. It's going to go right here in this spot. And it goes in there 8 times. Because 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 more. It's 20. 8 plus 2 is 10. So that's how I know it's 8. And that's how I simplify it. 125 thousandths is equal to 1/8. One more. We need to show you one with the whole number. My first step was keep the whole number. So I'm going to keep the whole number. And then I need to change 75/100ths into a fraction. And we know how to do that, right? I don't know. I wrote a decimal too. I keep the 75, everything that's behind the decimal there. And then I take the last place value of the last digit, which is hundredths. And now I need to reduce. So don't forget my whole number. 75 and 100 can be divided by 25. So if I do that top and bottom, by 25. 25 times 3 is 75. It takes 3 quarters to make 75 cents, we know, so. Or you can work it out. And then 100 divided by 25 is 4. It takes 4 quarters to make $1. So our answer for 2 75 hundredths is 2 3/4.
Let's go.